So this is an actual match that I played. I'm not too high of a rank, so I tried to edit all the necessary bits. That's why there's jumping around. Unfortunately, I didn't get to excuse me, do what I wanted because the person I was playing against folded. But yeah, all in all, it's 13 minutes and 28 seconds. So I will have timestamps, although I don't believe it's necessary. The deck I'm using is Emergence of Monarchs with some modifications, or it's you can see on the video a zombie deck, or a what's it called, Frankenstein deck. And I started out with most of the cards that came in it. The Emergence of Monarchs was gotten, I believe, from a scenario, and you can get them from solo modes, which I would highly recommend playing. You can get full decks, like actual decks. They're pretty good, especially if you're going up the early ranks of ranked, and they can be quite fun as well. It's not a synchro deck, and there's not a lot of math. There are some cards that have like really long descriptions, but as you can see, it's mostly like a paragraph or less of words, and there are a lot of low level cards that do quite well. The card I'm using now is not the one that came in the deck. I believe that came in I don't know, a different like mecha deck or something. I don't think it was a limited time deck, and it's cool because it has two effects where you can raise its level, raise its attack power, and you can use it afterwards. It's not a tribute card, so it is actually quite broken, and you could fit, I believe, three or four of them. It's limited, so you can put 3 or 4 of them in your deck, and it is a warrior, I think, warrior monster. So if you have things that attach, like equipment or items that will attach to it, then they're really good to have as well. That is emergency rations, and I didn't have 2 cards to get rid of, so I think it has to be trap or spell cards, and you have to have 2 of them. So it's good if you're gonna have that in there in your deck. It's good to have fodder, just like spell or trap cards you don't think you'll need, or ones you do think you'll need. So if you ever pull it, then it's good to have, you know. And I'm up to 1,000 now. That gives you. It is also good to have because if you're a new player, it will give you a lot more wiggle room to work with, especially if you have card effects that take your life points away, or if your opponent has card effects that will take life points away. So I bring this guy up, does a cool effect, and that's select a card to banish. So I do get rid of him, and he gets rid of 1,000. So, you know, and then I just go on from there. And then I'm stuck with these 2 cards for a while, but I did replace quite a few of the special ones. The ones that require the cards in the deck that require like 2 or 3 higher level you know, cards or whatever they want to call monsters to summon. They do have 3 in the deck. It's always good to get rid of like 1 or 2 of them, so you're left with 1 at least, or 2. This is a trap card that I didn't even read, because that's wall text. No, I'm not doing that. And I think it did something because I go to end phase, and as you can see coming up, the other player puts something down, and then this triggers. So, but yeah, it's good to fill out your deck with cards. Like, even if they're low level cards, or they're just fodder, it's good to put your deck with something. And look, it triggers. So I guess it's if they have a dark or a light character, and it just bends it, and then it moves back to the draw phase. I don't end up using that card. I wanted to. Also, yeah, that's another point. You want to have some shit in your deck, so that way, if you have card effects that you want to, you need to get rid of card. You're not like, these are all good cards. That's why I think the good way of going about it is having lower level fodder that also has an effect. Like if it gets removed, then you can, or then it does something. Especially when you start out, if you go first, you want to have your cards, your playable cards face down sideways. So you keep them guessing. You don't want to play them face up. I see people do that. As a little side note, some effects are played directly from your hand. So there are cards that your opponent or you can have that don't even get put on the board. The effects trigger right from your hand, or it can come from your extra deck or your discard or your graveyard pile. So someone could do something you don't even know it until it actually triggers. It's good to have also things that gets rid of trap or spell cards or effect cards. Just utility. Also, another way to if you're starting out and you want to know what to pick, I would pick equipment cards, especially if you want to if you want to have more freedom in what you actually want to play. Then equipment cards are good because they're continuous. They can be until they're gotten rid of. They are treated like, I believe they're treated like trap or spell cards. So if someone has something that can target those directly or clear them, then they will be gotten rid of. That's another good way to boost them off field is field spells. So we'll go on the top left from where you're facing, and unless you have a specific way to get rid of those, you can't really do anything about them. They'll just keep going and going. It doesn't take up any room on the board, and you get to keep your space. Your space is free. Speaking of which, if you're starting out, there's a tendency to want to fill your back row. You would want a character or a card effect that will remove a card on your side, so you can always sort of keep your back row free. You will encounter some players that will have stuff that will do that, but it's not it's not really. People tend to want to fill their decks with playable characters. That's one of them right there. Where it will let me see if I put over. Yeah. Yep. And that goes for either side. That can go for you or for them. And I end up activating it just to test it out, and I got rid of one of my cards. So, which it's too bad. I think that was the one that would have been helpful, but my other ones were more helpful. So it goes bye-bye, and it just starts fairly slow, and this is just how generally it goes. If you really want high octane play, I would go to the tournaments. There's a tournament on right now, and it's sort of interesting. If you have a pre-made deck and it doesn't allow you to make it, you can use loaner decks, which your mileage may vary. I would make a deck, or I would watch a video. I'd watch a video based on it. Like what deck you should bring in, or if you're familiar enough. And it's sort of It's hard to do if you're a new player because you won't have a lot of things. I would save your gems at least until you have 1,000. It's good that you'll want to, the game will make you want to think you're going to want to spend stuff. But I would not even look at the shop. It will make you want to look at the shop because that's where it takes you to the free part of the battle pass. But don't even look at the battle pass. Go straight to solo play. Play the training. You can go through the training twice, once with the loaner deck and once with yours. And if you beat it that way twice, you can get cards, decks, emblems. You can get if you beat it with your deck you have, you can get gems, and you get 1,000 gems, you can get like a pack. And then they also have this other currency. It's like a blue ticket with an upside down triangle. It's good to save those to get 10 as well. Usually that's like 10 to 12 I think is the most you can get. What else? I basically pack my deck full of those things. Which I won't get to attach to those cards that I'm playing, because it's a chance they might nuke them or nerf them, or make them less, be able to carry less of them in your deck. I think they might also be prohibited. So, yeah. And I like the emergence of Monarch's deck because it gives you a good balance between usefulness and power. Even if the effect isn't immediately useful, the card can last longer on the field, and it can be more powerful. And you don't need to do as much. You don't need to do as much to make it viable. You don't need to blow your deck or get it to 50. And I think that negated the turn. That card I used. But this is a deck you want to use auxiliary cards, like good support cards. Which you'll get from doing solo missions and stuff. Just do all the solo missions. Don't even do ranked. Just do all the solo missions. And yeah, this is the end of the video. I think it keeps going. Yeah, just do the solo missions like I said, and don't look at ranked. Don't look at any of the other stuff. And you should be fine. You'll get like tons of free shit. And by the time you look at the shop, you'll have so much. Right? And there's a lot of FOMO. But yeah, this is literally the end of the video. Yep. So this, it's nice the guy didn't just leave. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good day.